name is John Wohlen. I live in West Bridgewater right now. I lived there for about 50 years. I've been painting for 50 years. I graduated from college in 1969 with a degree in art with every intention of teaching, but was drafted as soon as I graduated from college and ended up in the service. When I got out of the military, I got married, bought a house, and began to raise a family. So I didn't have much time to paint. And it's only in the last 2, maybe 3 years that I've begun painting again. So I've retired now, so I paint every day. Most of these paintings, if not all of them, have been done in the last couple of years. I basically paint because I enjoy it. I don't have any political or social statement to make. I just paint things that I think are worth looking at and hope that other people enjoy them. This is just basically realistic, but not totally realistic. I like to throw a lot of paint around. I just want to make a good painting. That's basically what my intention is. Something that's pleasing to look at, something that you can relate to. Some of these you may recognize if you're from around here. This one here is down in Plymouth on Route 106. As you're on your way to Plymouth, you go through that area where all the cranberry bogs are. That's where I got the inspiration for this one here. Some of these were from, I have a friend who takes a lot of photographs, and she comes up with something good. She sends them to me, and I try to turn them into paintings. They don't usually end up exactly like the photographs, but they do end up being nice paintings. That's the deer over there. I took the deer from the photograph and made up all the trees. So this one here is just some flowers in my backyard. They're very, very nice cone flowers. My friend sent me the swan, and I moved the little swans around so that it made a better composition. The seagulls, whenever you see seagulls, they all seem to be facing in the same direction. So I thought that might be an interesting painting to look at, except for this guy on the end who's looking in the other direction. But there's always one in every crowd. This one up here is my dog. He's not with us any longer. That's my favorite. That's Rocky. This one down here was someone I know that, and I like the dog, so I painted it. I plan to give her this painting if I ever see her. Well, I think the more challenging ones are the dogs, because they have to look like the dog. These flowers here are in my backyard. I took a picture of it, changed it around, because flowers don't always grow in perfect composition. So I moved them around a little bit and made a better painting out of it. My friend the photographer took this one here with the big white bird taking off. That's one of the first ones I did. She also sent me this one here, which I changed the perspective on the tractor there and made it a little more interesting. Anybody who's been down East Street knows where that is. That's the farm with the big tree out in the field. And when they make the hay, I was lucky enough to be going by that day, grabbed a picture of it quick so I could do a painting. This one here is my backyard when it's in bloom. Right now it looks pretty brown. These are all acrylic, which is basically the same as oil, only it's water-based. It doesn't have the brilliance of oil painting, but it's a lot easier to work with because it's nowhere near as messy, and it dries much, much quicker, which is the way I like it, because I do a lot of painting and repainting until I have it the right way. I fight with these paintings. I begin them and then change them and change them again and change them until they're the way I want them to be. I'm always on the lookout for anything that might make a good painting, something that someone would look at and say, yeah, I like that. That's very pleasant to look at. The best way to learn to paint is to paint and paint and paint. I have, in the last 2 years, learned so much that I had forgotten over the years. And each time I paint, it becomes a little bit easier because I know more and more about what I'm doing. You have to paint for yourself. You can't worry about what anyone else thinks. You paint till you feel that it's what you want it to be. If people like it, that's a plus. If they don't, that's too bad. That's the way I look at it. The important thing for me is that people enjoy looking at them and say, yeah, I like that. That's nice, you know. That's all I want.